Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. So nice to see you again. August 2017. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am not ready for fall. But, well, I shouldn't say that. I love fall. I'm not ready for winter. And for some reason, August makes me think of winter. So, welcome, guys. Sun, moon, rising, any planets with Sag. I do believe the eclipse is happening in Sagittarius, Leo. I'm not an astronomer, but I do know that, do believe that the eclipse is in your sign. So, hang on, guys. I have Mercury ruling my Sun and Moon, and I'm already feeling the effects. Mercury goes into retrograde on the 12th. So, it is about, things not working correctly. And I've already had that with every video I put out except for Leo. Fingers crossed that yours comes out just fine. Just fine. With all the messages. So, just, be prepared. It is about being prepared. When we're prepared for an energy, we can get through it much easier. It's when it blindsides us that it kind of makes us stuck. Okay, guys, I want to thank you all, of course, for your donations, which allows me to keep this channel going. Your subscribes, your likes, your beautiful comments. I read every comment. I read every comment. I have it set up to come to my email, so I make sure that I read them. I cannot respond to the majority, unfortunately. It's just a time thing. And that's it, honestly. I do try to respond to some, though. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. You do not go unnoticed. And I am so grateful for you. Okay, so let's get right into your reading, guys. Again, August 2017, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, planets, or you were guided to click on the video. Welcome. You're meant to be here. See what's going on. We have balance, major arcana, 4 of fire, beautiful card, the 8 of cups. I'm going to give this 4 shuffles. I do feel like your foundation is a big factor this month. 10 of cups. Knight of cups. A lot of emotion. The Emperor. A lot of emotion for my beautiful Sagittarius. Look at that. 4 of cups on the bottom. 4 of cups is that energy where we may fear that we're going to miss some type of opportunity. I'm just getting myself situated. Sorry. So we may fear that we're going to miss an opportunity in love. Or, it doesn't always have to be in love. It can certainly be an opportunity within a career, a dream, like a dream job, that type of thing. Something that we want on an emotional level. So it's the energy of, discontentment because, well, sometimes in this card, I feel like we don't know why. It's almost like we don't know why. Because the underlying energy of this card is about opening our eyes to the possibilities. I feel for many of you, just noticing this, you know, I mean, I know what the normal tarot card looks like, but it's like this cup is really being highlighted to me. So for some of you, it is over one person. You feel like you're missing an opportunity with one person. And I feel like this one person is someone who is present in your life in some way. So it doesn't feel like that energy of, oh, I'm missing this person that I knew 20 years ago and I haven't seen, you know, someone from the past, that type of thing. Because I feel like they are somehow in your world right now. Yet you're not seeing it. Now, this energy could be on the other end, too, you know, where there's someone afraid they're going to miss an opportunity with you. And for some reason, it's like you're turning your back on it. And maybe you don't feel that there is, like, possibility with this person. For whatever the reason, maybe they feel a little boring to you. Yet at the same time, I feel like maybe you're not seeing all their characteristics. Could certainly be a water sign, but doesn't have to be. So I feel like this is some Sagittarius who, you know, you have your eye on someone. Yet I'm feeling a big percentage where someone has their eye on you. Someone is afraid that they will lose you. I just noticed this shark coming. Like the shark is coming after her. So for some of you, you could be in another relationship. And the person who has their eye on you, it's almost like they see that the person that you're with isn't right, isn't the right person. Now, this is in their mind, but they are seeing something. You know, I don't feel like they're making this up. I feel like they're seeing something about your partner, your potential partner. You know, this could be like I have to make a decision, though I don't even feel that. I shouldn't say that. It feels more, they see something that you don't about your partner or someone else pursuing you. And again, I can flip that around and say, you see this, you know, you see someone that you want to be with and they're connected somehow to someone else and you can see, you can feel that it's just not the right relationship for them. And I don't, honestly, I don't feel like this is coming out of someone being, well, let me check my volume real quick. Okay. I don't feel like someone is doing this, thinking this, being this way because they don't, you know, it's like they do have your best interest at heart. You know, I just feel this is going to turn into a love reading. Again, Sagittarius, I feel like for a lot of you that there is, again, someone in your world right now For some of you, this person may not have even come up to you yet, may not have even expressed their emotions through words. But I feel like, you know, in a way, I kind of do feel like they, I don't know, maybe gave you some hints. And what it feels like is this person is different. Different than who you normally go for. But yet, I feel like that might be what some of you need, like something different. This could be divine bringing this person in, saying, you know, that you do need, you know, like you need divine to help you pick out your next partner. Because for some of you, it's like the partners you've been picking out were very short-lived or just weren't right for you, but you're going after a particular type. Almost being a little unbendable, which is not in your characteristic. You know, it's not, you're very bendable. I don't know what that means. Sorry. But flexible. But you're not being that way right now. I feel like whoever this person is, I feel like, boy, I feel like there's someone who is very trustworthy. You know, there's someone major crushing on you. But, you know, and I'm saying a crush, but it feels much more than that. Or it's going to turn into more than that. It's like if you allow it. Some of you may be focused on the past, and it's like, here I am. Here's love right in front of you. Like, here I am. I mean, you're standing very strong this month, the month of August. Like, you're very strong. It feels like you're very strong within your foundation. For many of you, I feel like, you know, those who were looking for new jobs, I feel like you already have taken the action. You may not have gotten that perfect job yet, but I feel like you already planted the seeds. You know, you've already, like, the word of mouth is out, the resumes are out. Because it doesn't feel like a month of you needing to, I don't know, worry about your foundation. Your foundation feels pretty strong to me. But it is an emotional month. It's an emotional month with a lot of possibility, though. I mean, really, a lot of possibility of falling in love. But can I say, Sagittarius, I feel like this time when you're falling in love, there's no doubt in your mind. It's like, it's more about feeling it than thinking it. You know what I mean? It's more about perhaps you are opening up to divine guidance. Because that's what this person who has their eye on you, you know, it does feel kind of like divinely guided to you. And maybe you do see them this month, you know, because I feel like last month was about working on your foundation, you know, getting strong within your material world. And this month, it's like getting strong within your emotional world. I feel engagements this month. You know, it's funny because I feel like in your material world, the majority of you are pretty satisfied. I'm not going to say that you don't need more money, you know, or you're still in the absolutely perfect job, but I do feel like the effort, you know, it's like you're not in the feeling bad about yourself kind of mode, you know, which we all go through. But it feels like this month it's like action. You know, I'm noticing the 4 of fire down here. And what it feels like to me is this 4 of fire is spreading the energy to all the other cards. For some of you, it is like a new chapter in love. I do want to say that I feel like there's a few of you who are moving this month. You're moving your home, you're moving yourself to a new home. And you're moving because you want to move. There's nobody being forced, you know, like I don't feel someone's being forced to move. You have that desire to move. You know, and I just want to add that, you know, when we move, it's like what's the word? Our path can change. It's almost like you're being guided into a certain place, a certain area. And this move brings you, well, can I just say, I feel like for some of you, moving to a new place, whether it's a purchase, a rental, it doesn't matter. It's like moving to this new place gives you this whole new sense of balance. I can see where there may be like divorces finalized. Things becoming finalized. And with that, it allows you to move to the next chapter. You know, I feel like the Fool card needs to be out here because that's what I feel like. I feel like many of you, you are the Fool this month, starting on a new chapter, but it's like this new path is kind of like unfolding, and it's about your emotional world for August. There is a need to balance your emotions, though. You know, I can see that in multiple cards, that there is that need for balance. And perhaps that's exactly why you're working on the emotional part of your world, because, again, your foundation seems to be strong enough. Let's put it that way. And it's just like where things have been quite tough, quite hard. You are now moving out of that. It's like the ebb and flow of life. And for many of you, it's the climbing up now. I feel that what we're working towards is this Ten of Cups. Working towards that. And for a few of you, I feel like this is the beginning of that journey. Because with the Knight of Wands right next to it, you know, that is the energy of falling in love. I also feel like for some of you, you know, you're going to meet this person as you, it's almost like you begin this new part of your journey. And there this person is. For some of you, I do feel like this is someone at work. And for others of you, I feel like it is a friend of a friend of a friend. Because what I'm feeling is that, what do they call it? That Kevin Bacon, like 7, oh, come on. I just had it in my head. 7 degrees of separation. That's what I feel like. Like for many of you, the new people coming in, it's like they're a friend of a friend of a friend. Or it's like, okay, well, for a few of you, this may be, when you get into this new home, this could be a neighbor around someone around the neighborhood. But they're a little different. Doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It's just a little different than what, I'm sorry, there we go. A little different than what you're used to, who you normally choose. But for many of you, I feel like you're like, you know what? I'm not going to keep picking this, like I need this. I need something different. And maybe you would just told your angels that. Maybe you would just set it in the air. I need something different. And it's like, okay, it's been heard. And it's being answered. I do feel like there are engagements this month. So, if you're in a current relationship, well, of course you're in a current relationship if you're about to get engaged. Maybe. I guess you can meet someone, fall in love, and fly to Vegas, or, it happens. But that's not what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that in existing relationships, I feel like you are working on compromise. Like there's couples working on compromise. But in a good way. Knowing that I need to compromise. Your partner knowing I need to compromise. Like almost like that feeling of I want to put the other before me. It's what I want. And so you do. So I'm really feeling like existing relationships, boy, I feel like, if there wasn't passion, if passion was lacking, through this compromise, it like really opens up the gate to passion. I mean passion. It's like there was a little block there. And it's like 2 grown adults having a real grown adult conversation. Like there's no fighting here. There's no, push or shove. It's like 2 people who love each other, who may have fallen into, a little bit of a shadow period, knowing that, feeling it, and coming to this happy conclusion that just opens up this gate of passion again. You know, I do feel like there are still just a couple of you who are still thinking about leaving a current job. You know, that's what you want in your heart of hearts. You know, there may be too much structure for you. You know what I mean? It's like too damn organized. Like everything is watched. Everything is counted. It feels a little crazy in your head, like, you know, like I feel like there's a few of you who look at the way management is running a company that you're working with, and you feel like it's too constrictive. And you need more flow. You need more flexibility. But this company doesn't offer that. So you still desire to move on. And, you know, perhaps the eclipse is going to help you with that. Now, I do have the Emperor here, too. So there, you know, for some of you, it can be the desire to move on, you know, if you're with an Emperor. And, you know, I even feel those who maybe are still living at home with their mom and dad, you know, your desire to move out. You want out of there. And it feels like you went out of there really just because you want freedom. You know, nothing bad here. You know, I'm not really feeling anything bad in your reading. It feels quite good. I do feel that August is bringing you a lot of contentment. You know, it's like if you have questions about love, it's like they're going to be answered this month. Let's take the crystal vision on top. Sag, it almost feels like you are being guided this month. Like if you can just let go and let the universe guide you, let your intuition guide you, it feels like a great month for you. It's almost like whatever you desire, you have the ability to bring to you for the month of August. You have to have the desire. And then you also have to have the action, though. So it's like the universe is saying, you know, we're going to give you what you want to a point. Because this is about you making choices. And every choice, every decision molds your tomorrow. And, you know, it's like the divine is saying to me, like, you know, this is not about us laying out your whole path for you. This is what we're here for. But we're happy to help where we can. We're happy to help illuminate when you're lost. But ultimately, it comes down to you. It's like Spirit saying, we're going to put light in front of you. But if you close your eyes, you don't see that light. You can only keep it there for so long. And for many of you, it is about opening your eyes this month and seeing that light that's available to you. Let's give it one more shuffle. Look at that. Ace of Pentacles. Very seldom do I just reach in and grab a card like that. But I knew I was meant to pull that card. So we have the Ace of Pentacles on the Ten of Cups. Beautiful energy, right? On the Knight of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords. On the Emperor, with the King of Cups. Two totally different energies. On Balance, we have the Four of Pentacles. On the Four of Fire, we have the Seven of Cups. And on the Eight of Cups, beautiful. Here's the Fool. The Fool. I don't know why. I don't feel like my chair net is situated right. Okay. Ten of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. You know, I feel like there are things opening up for you. Again, it's like that opening of my eyes so I can see the light. You know, this is the ultimate new beginning. And it's landing on the Ten of Cups. The ultimate new beginning. Queen of Wands. Well, there you are. Male or female, doesn't really matter. You know, this could certainly be, because I love this energy. You know, if you're a male, you're just taking on more of your feminine qualities this month, which is kind of nice, because that's what it feels like. It's just like a flow this month. The energy is just flowing. And it feels like you have the ability to flow with it. And it just takes you to where you're meant to be, who you're meant to be with. Just like jump on board, take the ride. It's a nice smooth, you know, there may be like a few waves, but you'll just rise above the wave if you choose. You know, this is about your inner strength that, Sagittarius, you know, strong sign. You know, and let's not forget, you know, the card Balance is your card. It's Temperance is what it is. It's almost like, I mean, really, I'm feeling you got to go with the flow. No resistance. It is the resistance of not following your intuition. It is that resistance, that taking a left, be that way, taking a left when your intuition is telling you, take a right, but you take that left anyway. Because that's just the way you've always gone. It's like a square, you know? If I keep taking a left, I'm going to end up right back where I started. This is about flowing this month. The energy is flowing. And what I feel like is if you allow it, this is a month where you just feel beautiful, fantastic, harmonious. This is about not blocking what wants to come in for you. Love for many of you. You know, and it's funny, if I think back, you know, because right now what I'm seeing is that cup is in your atmosphere now. You know, you may not know it yet, but it's like they are. So it feels like August for sure, because it's like that cup of love that brings you to this really ultimate happiness is in your sphere this month. And it is about going with the divine flow. What it feels like, it's almost like you're on a lazy river. And if you just relax and enjoy the ride, it brings you to your ultimate destination. Beautiful. New beginnings. New beginnings, but these beginnings have been in the works. So these aren't beginnings that are just like falling out of the sky, forcing you to do anything. No, these are new beginnings that have been in the works. And it feels like Sagittarius this month, like everything that's been in the works is coming forth. This is definitely a month to keep your eyes wide open. And it's funny, as soon as I said that, I see the 9 of Swords. Unnecessary worry. Definitely over love. For some of you, it's that feeling of loneliness. You know, it's that feeling of, I know I'm connected to the world. I know we're all one, but why do I feel like an outsider? I feel like it's because you're living from the mind. You're living from the mind and not the intuition. I know you can't see my hands, but I'm pointing to my mind and then my gut, my stomach. You know, and it's even like, this is the perfect card for not seeing something that's right in front of you, right? Because to me, this sword laying on the ground, I feel like, you know, I know that sometimes I feel that this sword is a sword that we don't want to pick up. We don't want to take on. You know, for some, it's like that one more burden. I can't take one more burden. I can't take one more thing going wrong. But I don't feel like you have to. You know, I feel like you're looking, listen, you may be looking at these swords behind you as something that you think is going to last forever, but it's not. Matter of fact, it's like you're able to jump out of this. Or let me put it this way, if you're able to wake up and open your eyes to the possibilities and not focus on the swords behind you because you're not meant to. The past is gone. It's like you will see what really is right in front of you. It's that one cup. I'm looking at the raven and his eyesight. He's going right over to that one cup. And he may go over there and be like, wake up, wake up. Here it is, wake up. You know, I just looked at this, which looks like a wave, and look at the illumination there. Look, heading right to that cup. There's an illumination now. But we got to open our eyes to it. We got to get ourselves out of this state. You know, she's got beautiful wings. You know, some of you could be an earth angel. And you're taking on the emotions, the energy of too many people. And it's wearing you out. So remember, these swords behind you, you may be feeling them. But you got to let go of that energy. It's like you learned this. And you're not meant to carry the heavy energy of the lesson with you. Just the lesson. And it's like you got to let go of everyone's energy. Especially those who have negative energy of the past. Because it is behind you. You know, it's like the worst days are behind you. It's kind of like you are, let's use the, you know, like a regular week, you know, Sunday through Monday. And it's like you are at Thursday and the weekend is about to start. But you're too tired. You're too emotional, too drained to snap yourself out of that and go enjoy the weekend. I hope that makes sense. But listen, this is a mental energy. So, you know, we control the mind. The mind doesn't control us. I know it feels like the mind controls us, but the mind does not control our spirit. The mind is super strong. You know, the mind is like that Seven of Swords, that tricky energy, and we have to know how. We have to know when to believe our thoughts and when not to believe them. So you can turn that around, and it won't even take a lot, I feel. I feel like it's not even about like, okay, all this energy has to go before this new love comes in. No, I don't feel like that. I feel like it's just merely open your eyes to the possibilities of what's coming. And you will work out the rest. It will start to fade. Let's take one more card. The Moon. You know, what I feel is it's about, do I listen to my mind or do I listen to my intuition? Do I take a left or do I take a right? My mind tells me to take a left. My intuition tells me to take a right. Who do I listen to? Your intuition. Your intuition trumps your mind. Doesn't mean you don't need reasoning. You do. But when it comes to guidance on people, use your intuition. That's why it was given to you. You know, and your intuition is something that you can develop, that you can work on, you know, that can become a trustworthy GPS for you. Trustworthy. Without fail. But we do have to work on that too. We have to understand, okay, is this thought that I'm having, is it based in reality or is it based in fear? And if it's based in fear, it's about letting it go. Because it's like your intuition will give you the right direction if you let it. With the Emperor. strong fire energy. You know, normally Aries, but nonetheless strong fire energy with the King of Cups. And I find that ironic. I don't know why. Because I find that they are two very different energies. But yet here they are standing together. And it's like one is rigid and one is the opposite. Free-flowing. I'm looking at their faces. And such a loving face. And here, it's like, this is the way I want it. This is the way it must be. You know? But yet, it comes from wisdom. Again, some of you could be leaving an Aries. Or leaving someone, something, where it just feels too structured, too much. And this is not me putting down Aries, because I have Aries in my life. And Aries can be a very loving sign. But here I'm feeling very rigid. Next to this beautiful flowing energy. Look at that, the world. Okay. For some of you, I feel like with the world showing up now, what I feel like is this could be someone who used to be that way. Well, my guides just said, say it how it is. Say what I see. So the first thing really that I see is that some of you may be dating a boss. You know, you might be dating your boss, or you will be. And I also feel that some of you, this person coming in is someone who's very strong within their foundation. So they're not coming in looking to you for stability. And, you know, it's like this Aries. Doesn't have to be an Aries, but I'm just going to say, okay, I'm just going to say the Emperor. This Emperor, in some way, is helping you complete this chapter in your life. Now, this can be an Aries too, or a fire sign. You know, this could be you, but I don't feel it. I'm not feeling that. Like, I don't feel that kind of rigidness within you. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with this guy. So for some of you, it could be too that there is someone, you know, someone that you once knew who, okay, so what, okay, so another energy is, it's like this person makes a transformation. This person, whoever sits within this Emperor, male or female, by the way, it's just someone who's a very strong character, someone with a strong foundation, no doubt with that. But someone who feels like they used to be rigid, is now, they are also completing a chapter, and it feels like they are now this King of Cups. Okay, it's a balance is what it is. It's the balance of masculine and feminine coming together. Sagittarius men, I feel like this could fit you. Like, you know, that balance of, again, masculine and feminine coming together. Which opens up this river. This lazy, beautiful river. Let's take one more in that. Look at that. There you are. I love the Temperance is following the world because this is about perfect timing. This is about divine timing, not human timing. Definitely about emotions, which is really what I'm feeling about you for August. It's more about your emotions than anything else. And it's about, again, that lazy river, the light, opening your eyes to see the light that shines down this beautiful river that ends up taking you to the Ten of Cups, that ends up giving you this ultimate new path, ultimate new direction, abundance. You know, I feel like many of you will be saying, okay, wow, you have been worth the wait. You have been worth the wait. So I had the King of Cups, so it could be a water sign. You know, with the card for Sagittarius and the Emperor here, so the Emperor could actually be, you know, another air sign. But I really feel like there's a melding of light and shadow and finding complete balance. It's almost like it has you all covered. It's like, look, I'm just looking at her foot in this little, could be a pond, but I'm going to call it a river. It's like, just dip your toe in, right? Just dip your toe in. Just like, just open your eyes. Just dip your toe in. That's all we need. We just need you to dip your toe in. And that's it. And then enjoy the wave. Enjoy the ride on this beautiful lazy river to your ultimate outcome. Wow. So here you are again. You have the Four of Pentacles. So this is about, you know, kind of like the miser, holding on to something too tightly. Holding on to something in our material world too tightly. This could definitely be the other energy. Someone else has done this to you. Because I am noticing that there is a moving on, you know, but this is, it's a fear-based type of thought. It's like she's squeezing the beauty right out of the pentacles. She's hanging on so hard. I kind of love the Six of Swords. Because this is, you know, in one way it's victory. Doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't stand for victory. But to me, What I'm feeling is like, in one way, this is victory. But this is victory after we've given up the fight. We've given up the battle. The battle that we weren't meant to fight anyway. You know what I mean? This is like, it's walking away from this type of energy. She is heading towards that light. And, you know, she doesn't have the swords in her hands anymore. The final two swords are ready to fall. I'm noticing how, like, the swords, there's 3 of them stuck in the snow, right? And the other ones have already fallen down. These 2 look like they're about to. So it may be, you know, you're letting go of the past. The memory remains, but, you know, she's leaving her swords back here, and she's going that way. So the memory remains, but as you go further down this path, this starts to fade away from you. Look at that. 6 of Cups. Some of you, this is certainly walking away from someone in your past. Someone who's no longer serving you. It's like, I am setting down my defenses. I am not fighting anymore. I am not forcing you to love me. If you don't love me, you don't love me. And this is you, like, saying enough is enough. You know, it's that feeling of walking forward even with a broken heart. Walking through it. Not holding on to it, but walking through that energy so it can end, so that energy can leave you for good. It's almost like your inner child is sending you this love to help you move on. To help you start anew. You know, it's the 6, so it's like the energy, we're not sitting in it any longer. We're taking action. We're either moving into it or away from it. And this is moving away from it. But that's what best serves you. It's like that's what your higher self would tell you. That's what your inner child would tell you. Your inner child doesn't want you to hang on to all these swords. And it's like she's telling you this. And you're paying attention. It's like she's taking you in a new direction. Look at that. She's taking you on a whole new journey. And for many of you, this is a journey of independence. Even if you're in a relationship, even if you are about to meet someone, this is that feeling of independence within yourself. This is the energy of, after I conquered my fears, I see that the journey was worth it. You know, it's that inner child trying to show you what this new journey consists of, which is strength, abundance, flowing energy, peacefulness, and a feeling of contentment inside. Even if we're talking for some about job opportunities, it's within your intuition. But I feel like this is a month where it is action. Like the hard work has already been done. The seeds have already been planted. And now it's about the action to go get our reward. It waits at the end of that lazy river. 4 fire. I love this energy. I feel like you know, this should be your underlying energy because I feel it strongly. I feel like this is the fire under your feet that move you all into this lazy river. It's like an explosion again. I feel that explosion again. Explosion of love. Explosion of contentment. It's like it's all here for you. It's like this eclipse season is transforming you at a core level. For those who allow it, by the way. Because you've got to remember, Spirit said early, there's many who are resisting for whatever the reason. And you know who you are. But even if you were resisting, I feel like August is saying, this is the month to go with the flow. Don't put up resistance. Especially with Mercury in retrograde, right? No resistance. Well, there's a resistance. Sometimes I should pull the card and then talk. You know, she has her eyes closed to this. She's looking right at it. Her head is to it, I should say. But her eyes are closed. And it's funny because I'm seeing this cup illuminated. It's almost like it's splashing onto this to get rid of this energy. This could be going on in your home right now. You know, families fighting, children fighting, parents fighting. But it's like she is splashing this cup of love over to calm it down, to bring it to harmony. 3 of Swords. You know, when I look at the cards sometimes, even for myself, I look at them and I think to myself, isn't it a shame that we don't all listen to our intuition, develop our intuition to the point that we never have to get here? Now, I know we all have to go through heartbreak, but when I see this card, I feel that this is also energy that we're hanging on to, that we're still allowing it to penetrate our heart, which puts a block up. And look at, you know, it's like there's always new growth. We just forget that when we're in the midst of this. Somebody new comes along. We all know that. It may take 7 months. It may take 7 years. But is it us? Is it our resistance of letting previous pain go so the new growth can reach us? Look at this. Here's the new growth right in front of her. Eyes are closed, her hands on her heart. This is what she's focused on, the pain, the person. Let me ask you something. If someone hurt you that bad, and I do feel like that, like if people hurt you that bad, why do we hang on to their energy? Why do we put them before ourselves? If we're coming from our highest selves, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. We'd allow ourselves to feel the pain. But we would not allow ourselves to live every day in the pain. You know, I often feel like the 3 means it's like give yourself 3 months to feel the pain of a breakup. And after that, move yourself out of it. And maybe you don't need 3 months, but you say, okay, I'm going to give myself 3 months to mourn this son of a bitch who put a sword in my heart. But after that, I'm moving on. Because I know there's always new growth. Maybe these swords, though everyone is meant for a reason, maybe, you know, maybe one of these swords we put in our own heart. Maybe we keep putting these swords in our own hearts. Because we're living from a human level, an ego level. And this is about, you know, and she's even looking to the sky like, it's like maybe we're meant to live from our higher selves. And we can only do that when we don't allow other people to do this. Now, we can't always stop someone from breaking our heart, right? But we absolutely have the choice of whether we allow that pain to remain. Because I feel like what this is saying is, don't be resistant. You know, like, understand the energy. You know, it's right in front of you. So here we are, you know, in this horrible state, crying our eyes out every day over this. Because it'll get right back to where it was. That's what you got to tell yourself. Unless 2 people make the most ultimate change in their course, it keeps coming back to that. But I feel like you know that. You know, this message is for me too. You know, I'm not Sagittarius, but listen, anytime I do a reading, I know that there's messages for me too. So when I say this to you, I say it to myself. And the reason why I'm like, I guess I'm harping a little too much on this is because I feel like for many of you, it's like you are meant to have contentment in your life. You know, you're meant to have peace in your life. But if we keep hooking up with the wrong people, because like is attracting like, it's very clear here, like is attracting like. When we come from our higher self, we attract higher love. We're coming from our worn out, you know, worn out, I don't even know how to say it, like our tired mind, where we never give our mind a chance to allow it just to heal. We keep attracting the same type of people, the same type of situations. We attract it to us. Remember that. Because it is within your energy of what you're attracting to you. And then the decisions that you make today that become your tomorrow. And when you come from your higher self, and this is about putting yourself, number one, not in an ego-based way, but in a soul. Your soul rising to the top. And your ego being pushed to the bottom. Because many of us live the opposite. Our ego is the first. And our soul, our spirit is last. This is about switching that. And watch what you attract then. Watch what you attract to your life. Okay. So we got the Fool on top of the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is the desire to move on. You know, we're not being forced. We want to. We're ready. Need to. I want something better. I deserve something better. Well, how do we get something better? We have to choose a different way. Choose a different path. Choose a different person. Sometimes choose a different job. Whatever the desire that we want to move on from, we got to listen to that and move on. You know, not just keep the desire in our head, but actually listen to that desire. It's coming from your intuition. And then move on. Be the Fool. Start a new journey. Mid-path. Doesn't matter. Start a new journey whenever you want. This is beautiful energy. And this tells me that Sagittarius, those who have desired to move from hardship, you know, and how, I don't care how it fits you. It can fit you in many different ways, but it's the desire to change your life. It's the desire to have better, what your soul deserves. And then here's the action. And it's funny, it's at the end of your reading. But there it is. That Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. First thing I think of when I think of the Queen of Swords is, you know, I think of the King of Swords. And I think of how the King of Swords will say, I rule the castle. But the Queen of Swords knows better. She's a quiet type of power. Right? She's quiet, but powerful. She doesn't need to spew hate. She just uses her sword. Not for hate, for the opposite. Well, I guess she could use it for either. But here, what she's saying is, you know, you have this strength within you to let go of the past. That's what, to me, this sword in her hand represents. The ability to let go of the things that are not serving us. And not spending, like being like a queen. A queen wouldn't sit in her castle as the enemy is coming towards her and just think and think, what do I do? What should I do? I don't know. This doesn't feel good. There's all these enemies coming towards us that clearly could kill my people. But what do I do? I don't know. I don't know. No. She knows exactly what to do. She fights for herself. Only when she needs to. She wins the war. Because she knows what battles to fight and which ones to let go of. She puts herself first for her people. If she's not strong, how can anyone below her be strong? And I feel like she's stronger than the king. Because I feel like, you know, the king may, hey, listen, he may be strong. But I feel like she comes in, you know, this is what I always picture when I see the queen and the king. You know, I feel like the king claims that the territory is safe because of him. When actually it was the queen who went out and killed the dragon, the enemy, whatever it is. It was her who saved the day. But she doesn't have to take, you know, she's like, I don't have to take credit for it. I just got to save my people. So she's a very quiet power. But she gets the job done. She doesn't think about it forever. She may plan it, but she doesn't allow it to sit in the mind. Figure out what I need to do. Then I do it. What is it I need to do to live for my highest self? And then I do it. You know, who has caused me so much pain in my life? Should I use my sword and cut off their head? Not literally. You know, it's funny, I just said that and I thought, oh my God, in some parts of the world, they actually do that. So I apologize about that statement and I take that back. Because I feel terrible, I just said that. But I meant it metaphorically. It's power. Quiet power. Sagittarius. That's how I feel about you. I really do. You are that quiet power. You can be a force. Don't get me wrong. But you do best when you take on the energy of like the Queen of Swords. Male or female. It's not about the sex. It's about the ability. You know, it's about this queen trusts her intuition without doubt. Because if she only used her mind, she'd be using that knife on everyone. Anyone who even looked a little bit like an enemy, she wouldn't wait. No. She has that power of knowing through her intuition. But then she also has that power of action. Wow. Okay. Okay. I am going to, you know, the Four of Cups is your underlying energy, so we're going to surround that card. Just see if it's got anything else to tell us. You know what? I'm actually going to use another deck. Already pre-shuffled, by the way. So, we're missing an opportunity here. It's pretty much right in front of our face. Or will be. Or will be. Let's put it that way. Again, I do feel like Sagittarius, I feel like a lot of you are ending up with people that you never, that you think are not your type. But they are. And this is not about like, okay, well, then that means I'm going to get someone that I'm not attracted to. Not at all. It's just there's something different. There's something, something that you need within them. I can tell you that. They bring you something that you need. And I feel like it's contentment. I feel like it's peace. Huh. Well, I mean, I have to show you this first. Because that's exactly the image that well, not exactly, but that's the image I had in my mind. Going with the flow. And look, he's just flowing in the water. Relaxed. Because I believe that you cannot float if you're tense. I think you have to relax your body. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. Because I feel like it's just relaxing and going. Look at the flow. The direction of the flow. And he's heading up here to the top. Going with the flow. Beautiful. Okay. So we have playfulness. We have playfulness. So we need to get in our playful mind. We need, you know, August. I feel like August is about bringing that inner child out. And doing fun things this month. Doesn't have to be anything with money. Just fun. You know, if you live by water and you haven't gone to the beach, this is about getting to that beach and then just running in the water. You know, if you live by the mountains and you haven't gone hiking or camping, this is the month to try it, to do it. You might find you just love it. You know, I feel like, especially with mortality above this, it's like the end. You know, it's like the death of the old way of being. And look what's beside it. Ripeness. Because it's time. This is about letting go. You know, it wants to end. It wants to end. Heartache, hard times, they want to come to an end. But we need to go with the flow. Especially when it comes to this person. You know, maybe it's this person who brings this side of you out. But maybe if you bring this side of yourself out first, maybe this person comes along sooner. It's a happy, joyful energy. Even if you're going through something, find a moment. Find a way. You know, find a way. Don't just say it. Don't just talk about it. This is about doing it now. It's almost like go to a circus. Do what you would do or do what you loved to do as a kid. Maybe it's picking up that bicycle and start riding your bike again. Listen, that would calm your mind while it's working your body. Whatever it is, it's like this is your time. It's time to pick the fruit. It's already developed. It's time. They're ripe to pick the fruit. It's your time. August. Go with the flow. Shut that mind down. Allow that inner child to come out. Put a final end to the past, to the things that are not serving you. They could even be in the present. You know what I mean? It's like putting a lock and key on that door so it cannot be opened again. Because the fruits of your labor are waiting. Your seeds of intention are right in front of you. It's harvest time. Pick that fruit. Enjoy your life. Go with the flow. Because remember what I said. Where this river is taking you is to that 10 of Cups. Just go with the flow. I love these two together. Such a playful, relaxed energy. Like open your eyes to the possibilities of everything. You know, don't allow your limited mind, our limited mind. This is everyone, you know. We can't allow our limited mind. You know, it's like if I believe it if I can see it and I can touch it. But if I don't, you know, like for some it's like, you know, I say that I believe, but do I really? I say that I trust in the divine, but do I really? Because I feel I trust in the divine for a couple days. And then if the divine doesn't come through, what the hell? I don't trust in the divine so much. Go with the flow. Allow divine timing to determine when you take the next left or if you take a right. I feel like this is a beautiful, beautiful month for you guys. Beautiful month. Please, enjoy. Enjoy. Go with the flow this month. I love it. Thank you, Sagittarius. Thank you again for this honor, a beautiful honor of reading for you. You know, I have to tell you, It just reminded me of a day where I had to make a decision to change my life and do this, which was my desire and what I loved to do. But there was a choice. Give up a great paying job and take a chance on myself. And I took that chance. And I have not looked back. I haven't looked back. Look at everyone I've got to meet. Look at how my life has changed. Go with the divine flow. It will take you to your dreams. It will take you to your dreams. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.